Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to do a follow-up video on the heart attack stuff and the diet. So we had the first one, obviously the heart attack, that was in the previous video, linked down below. Something I failed to mention in that one, I don't think I mentioned it, was a nurse came in at like midnight, and she was an endocrinologist, I think. And she said, of course she woke me up. I had just fallen asleep. Don't ever go to a hospital to sleep. But she woke me up and said that I had stage 3 kidney failure. And I said, well, what's that mean? She goes, well, stage 4 is failure, full failure. I'm like, okay. And so we talked about that. She's like, you look like you work out. Do you take creatine? And I said, yeah, I take a lot of creatine, actually. You know, I might have mentioned this in my previous video, but I'll finish my story. And so she said, well, you absolutely need to stop doing that immediately. So I stopped that. And then when I came back to the hospital for my second heart surgery, the second stent, they tested my blood and I was back to normal. So if you take a lot of creatine in your workouts, just get yourself checked out, get your blood checked, because apparently that shit can shut down your kidneys. Who'd have thunk? Anyway, let's see. So I went in the hospital for the morning visit, and it went pretty quick, pretty smooth. You watch the whole thing. You're awake for the whole thing. They give you, this time they gave me, what's that crap that's coming over the board? Fentanyl. They gave me fentanyl to ease the pain. Previous time they gave me morphine. So you don't really feel anything, but you get to watch it on the big TV screen right there, what they're doing, which is pretty cool. So anyway, everything went well. And then when I was down in recovery, for some reason or another, I don't know what started it, I went into AFib. And I'm not a doctor, I don't pretend to be one, but apparently that's not a good thing. So they gave me a couple pills. That didn't fix it. So then they started an IV. That didn't fix it. And I'm like, I need to get up and go pee. She's like, no, you can't move for 2 hours or 2.5 hours after the surgery, because they go in your femoral artery down here in your groin area, because it's the large artery where they can get all the equipment and stuff up through your tubes. And the first surgery, I had it done on this side. And then, I don't know if I told you, but I ended up moving and I busted my artery open. So I started bleeding all over the place. And so they had to patch that up. And then I ended up with lack of a better term, just I forget what they call it. Not an embolism. Never mind. Anyway, I had a big knot down here, where the blood had pooled inside of my cavity. And anyway, so that's gone now. That went away, but that was pretty scary. So I didn't move, but after like 2 hours, I'm still in AFib. You feel it in your chest, and it's very uncomfortable. Your heart's like way out of tune, and just having heart surgery, I'm freaked out, so I'm a little scared about what's going on. And so anyway, I get up, and they finally let me get up to, go use the restroom. And the nurse is like, okay, I'm going to stand right outside the door here. Don't lock the door and talk to me, because they're afraid that I'm going to pass out from AFib. And so everything was fine. I went to the bathroom, came back out. She was like, everything okay? I'm like, yeah, I feel fine. And we go lay back down in bed, and she hooks me back up to the machines, and it's gone. So I just had to get up and move around, and it made the AFib go away. And so they ended up, so they had prescribed me a statin on the heart attack surgery. And I told them at the follow-up visit that if I start getting all these symptoms that supposed statins, because I researched everything on the internet. Now I'm like in fear of my life. So I'm researching the shit out of everything. And so I noticed that there's a lot of these side effects that statins can cause that are uncomfortable. They can create more problems than they're trying to solve. So one of the big ones was if you start feeling, if you start having muscle pain and it starts in your legs, your largest muscles, then you're going to more than likely create a lot of those other side effects. So that happened like day 3. Felt like I had just done a killer leg workout the day before, and you wake up all sore. It felt like that. It was very uncomfortable. And so I immediately stopped taking those. And then I told them that in the second surgery, and the nurse chastised me and told me what she said, that she had that same problem. And she looked up in my file what it was. And she goes, that's the exact same one I started with. And no, you need to try this one. So she prescribed me a different one, or not she, but the doctor did. And I've been taking that and I have no problems. So I'm on a statin. I'm on a blood thinner that they want me to take for the rest of the year. I'm on a high blood pressure pill, 25 milligrams of something or other. And I have to, it's this tiny little freaking pill and I have to break it in half. Take one in the morning and one in the afternoon. So yeah, I have these little, like this is my Monday pill bottle, Monday. And I've got my little morning and I've got my little nighttime. So I set these up on Sunday so I don't have to piss with it all through the week. I feel like an old grandpa. I was telling my mom that the other day and she's like, welcome to the clan. So anyway, I take the high blood pressure pill, the blood thinner, the statin, and then they have me on one pill that they just want me to take to keep me from going into AFib again, just as a precautionary. So they said, just take that bottle, and when that's done, you don't have to do it anymore. And of course, aspirin. I have to take baby aspirin for the rest of my life, which is not bad. I just chew it up. It tastes pretty good. They have orange flavor and fruit punch and, whatever. And then on top of that, I take my water that I drink every day. I do a vitamin. I think I have one. So I do like this multivitamin deal that I mix up. And then I have one for, it's a vegetable one so you do vegetables and your regular vitamins. So I do 2 of those every day, 1 of each. And then I take a handful of different vitamins, the fruits, the veggies, the multivitamin, and then one that's specifically for heart health. So it's got all your K2, your Q10, zinc, vitamin D3, niacin, all that stuff. But I actually take one niacin pill every day, and I take 1 nitric oxide every day. These are all just natural heart health items you can do. So yeah, recovery, the first week and a half, I went back to the gym today. It's Monday, it's April Fool's. April Fool. It's April 1st. So, and it took it pretty easy. Talked to my peeps, let them all know I survived and I'm alive. But yeah, I just did 1 arm workout, 1 chest workout, half the weight I normally would do. I did 1 set of 25 abs. I'm still a little tender down here where they went in the femoral artery. So I don't want to piss that off or do anything wrong. The cardiologist said, I asked, I have a different cardiologist. Oh, that's another thing too. The first doctor that saw in the emergency room for my heart attack, was at the same cardiologist office, and I scheduled with him to do the second surgery, and then he quits. And so they send in this other doctor, and I'm like, what the frick is going on? And the nurse goes, don't worry, you got a extreme upgrade with this doctor. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So she's like, he's way better. And his bedside manner's better, and don't be surprised if he starts telling jokes in the middle of surgery. And he did. Yeah, so he was cracking jokes. I was kind of out of it. I was I know I was awake and I know I was watching it, but I have very little memory of the details. You know, I just remember talking to the people, and then they're like, okay, we're going to give you some happy juice. And I was still awake and I was still watching what was going on, but I don't have like I said, a great memory of it. But anyway, so back to the gym and just light workout. I felt it today, like I'm too soon. I'm not supposed to get my heart rate up. I'm not supposed to be like running on a treadmill, getting my heart rate up. So I walked on the treadmill for 15 minutes at a very low speed, like much less than I normally do. I think I use 3.8 when I walk fast. I was doing 2.5. So just a casual little stroll through the mall. But then towards the end of my workout portion, I was feeling a little weird and uncomfortable. So I said bye to my peeps and I went home, and I'm like, I'll go back tomorrow. And this, like for the first 2 weeks, oh, that was what I was saying. The cardiologist, I asked him, when can I go back to the gym? He goes, 4 weeks. I go, I know. I'll lose all my muscle. And so he said, all right, well, you can go back in 2 weeks. It's been a week and a half, close enough. Go back in 2 weeks. And he said, yeah, just, do very little, do half or less than what you normally do. If you feel any uncomfort, stop. Don't push yourself. So that's what I've been doing. Anyway, moved into a new apartment. As you can tell, my background is different. I don't know if you can see. It's the kitchen. Let's see if it'll follow me around over here to the living room. And here's the living room. Ta-da. So anyway, yeah, so I've got this. And I'm working on traveling. So I'm gonna take off. I think I'm gonna go to one of two places. I'm either gonna go to Italy and travel around Italy for a couple, 3 months, or I'm gonna go to the Philippines and possibly from the Philippines to, what the hell is the name of it? Indonesia, Bali. Go to Bali. And then from there, I'll go to either Thailand or Vietnam, one or the other. About 3 months, then I'll come back, pay for my empty apartment. It's just a 1-bedroom, it's just me. So, yeah, so that's kind of what I'm working on. But I gotta get the all clear from Doc. We did a pressure test. So they did a pressure test from the top to the bottom to register the blood flow, heart rate and all that. That came out normal, so no sign of other arteries that might have issues. But they can't check your neck for that. So I'm going in next Monday, a week from today, and they're going to do ultrasound on all 4 of my major neck arteries. You've got the carotid in the front, and you've got, I forget what they're called, but there's 2 major ones in the back as well. So they'll check all those, make sure those are good. I wanted to get an MRI as a preventative type of deal, but he said absolutely not. 6 months. And I'm like, why? He goes, because your stents have metal in them. And I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. And it's a magnetic machine. He says, we want plenty of time for tissue to grow over the stents and for you to, have a full-on recovery before you even think about getting into that machine. And I was talking to my daughter. She works at a imaging place, Simon Med place that does that stuff. It says that they take an x-ray of your chest where the stents are before you go into the machine. And then they take another x-ray when you get done with the MRI to make sure nothing has changed. So kind of sounds a little scary. I'm not sure I really want to do an MRI, but I want to do a precancerous. I want to do, now that I haven't been to the doctor in 20 freaking years, I want to do everything. I'm going to the dentist next week. I haven't been to the dentist in forever. I take care of my teeth. I don't have any teeth pain or nothing, but I do have a couple of little inclusions up on the gum line, so I'm going to go ahead and get those filled. But anyway, yeah. I'm a mess. So I want to get all that fixed, and then I'll keep you up to date on what we're going to do. I think we're going to do some traveling though before I die. any day. I lay in bed every night before I go to sleep. Sad, super sad. I'm like, okay, let's hope we wake up in the morning. I'm like, shit. Oh, and I went and I got my, cause my, you know, I have money set aside and invested and stuff like that. So, I was thinking to myself, shit, if I'd have died, you know, and I have all this money in crypto and, you know, the trading accounts they can easily get to, but the crypto accounts, they wouldn't have the first clue what to do. And that's where the bulk of my money is for this bull run. And so I immediately went out and I got a living trust, a living will, power of attorney for medical, mental, all that stuff. So I've got my kids all covered and they've got all the information in case I don't wake up someday. And so they know how to get into all my accounts, they know how to do all that stuff, and I've told them what they need to do as far as, you know, when to sell, when to close the accounts, all that kind of stuff. Take advantage of the bull run so there's even more money there for you guys. But anyway, that's enough of that. Hopefully I'll have, oh, I'm going to do a car review. I sold the RAV4. It was just too feminine for me. And I bought something more expensively feminine. I regret my purchase. I should have waited. I'll tell you about that in the next video. So hang in there. Subscribe, follow along. You know the rules. Bye.